aside. You know, the point is, where will you stop? अगर आप खोदना शुरू कर दिया, अभी अयोध्या का मामला हो गया, निपट गया, अभी काशी और मथुरा हो गया, मतलब 3,000 ऐसे मस्जिदें हैं जिनको मुगलों ने तोड़ा है और उसके ऊपर मस्जिद बनाया है. तो आप ये बताइए, क्या 3,000 मस्जिद आप तोड़ेंगे अभी? मतलब यही है न्यू इंडिया का विजन? मतलब कहाँ रुकेगी ये बात?
My Ram Ram to everyone and remembering my Ishq, Har Har Mahadev. क्यों रुके भाई? और क्यों रुकना चाहिए? ये लोग रुके थे क्या? The fact, the reality, and the best part, Zaka, is in today's date, at least this generation is understanding what our history is. Our history, which was very tactfully, strategically, and in conspiracy, was hidden by the rulers who ruled for the maximum in our country because of the appeasement. But now the people are knowing. And why should we say कि नहीं हिंदू तुम लोग चुप हो जाओ, बिल्कुल आवाज मत निकालना, क्योंकि मुसलमानों का अधिकार है हर चीज पर पहला. It is not going to work here. And why it should stop? Doesn't the majority population living in our country has the right to claim and to know what was there, or what is there behind 22 doors if we talk about Taj Mahal? Or doesn't each and every Hindu living in this world has right to know that what is there, where are the remnants of their temple? They have got all the right.
नहीं तो इसके बाद क्या? अनला जी ये भी बता दीजिए ना. ठीक है, ये फाइंडिंग है, कोर्ट को सबमिट कर दिया. अगर ये आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट, हिस्टोरियंस ने ये प्रूव कर दिया कि ये जी हाँ ये शिवलिंग ही था, तो उसके बाद क्या आप मस्जिद को तोड़ाने के लिए बोलेंगे? मतलब अगला कदम क्या होगा?
नहीं, देखिए ऐसा है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने ये मसला जो है, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी तो कोर्ट में पार्टी नहीं है. But there is absolutely no doubts about it. In today's date, if we talk about the political parties, yes, Bharatiya Janata Party is the voice of majority population living in this country, because nobody else cares about them. Secular कह के जो 19 हमारे यहाँ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये वर्ड था भी नहीं, ये डाल दिया गया कांग्रेस के द्वारा. So we all should suffer.
Okay, Khaliqur Rahman, what is happening with Gyanvapi, what happened earlier with Ayodhya, is all proof of secular appeasement politics जो पिछले 70 साल से हो रहा है हिंदुस्तान में. अभी भी देखिए अखिलेश यादव ने क्या बोला कि कहीं पे भी आप पेड़ लगा दो, उसके ऊपर झंडा लगा दो, चंदन डाल दो और वो प्रतिमा बन जाएगी. ये मतलब ये जो ट्रिवियलाइजेशन है, इसी की वजह से पीपल आर अपसेट. इसी की वजह से BJP seems to be the only party that is able to give vent to this identity of Hindus. Khaliqur Rahman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My salam to everyone, whoever is here on this panel. Let me tell you that, the secular word, I think my co-panelist, the BJP spokesperson, has to go and revisit the constitution, because the secular word in the constitution has not been inserted later. It is very much a part of the constitution when the Constitution of India was written by Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So let me first clarify this to my esteemed co-panelists from BJP. And number two, because this is, the script is going absolutely and purely on the expected lines. First Ayodhya, then the Kasi, then Mathura. And it is not going to stop at Mathura, I'm telling you. Because after that, as you mentioned, because, more than 3,000 mosques have been identified by BJP, by VHP, and by Sangh Parivar. So
but Khaliqur Rahman, two things. The words socialist and secular were added to the preamble of the constitution. That's a recorded fact. Anyway, leave that aside. That's not what today's debate is. Today's debate is, can there be acknowledgement by historians, by archaeologists, by leading lights of the Muslim community that rampant destruction of temples did take place? It started from the 8th, 9th century AD. It continued all the way till the British came. From Ghazni to Khilji to Aurangzeb, temples have been destroyed. Let's not whitewash history. That's all the Hindu side is saying.
Zaka, what happens is, one lie, if you start repeating it for 100 times, then people will take it as a truth. So this is all I can say. So that is the reason, because you're talking about the acknowledgement. Acknowledgement of what? And who are we to acknowledge that the temples were destroyed, and on the destroyed sites the masjids were built, which is written in the history books, and written by whom? Written by all those people who actually, wanted to disrupt the communal harmony, the peace, and the people who are never satisfied with the
सर हिस्ट्री का जो ट्रू फैक्ट्स है उसको पढ़ाने में और उसको सीखने में से क्या कौन सा कम्युनल हार्मनी डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा सर?
Those historical books are not the divine books.
No, they are not. No, I'm saying
books.
no. Once again, there are facts and then there are interpretation of facts. Is it a recorded fact that ये जो काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर है, सुनिए तो ये जो काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर है, is it not a recorded fact जो ओरिजिनल मंदिर था उसको डिस्ट्रॉय किया गया, उसके ऊपर ये ज्ञानवापी मस्जिद आई, और 18th सेंचुरी में, मुगलों के बाद 18th सेंचुरी में इंदौर की रानी अहिल्याबाई होलकर ने ये जो नया मंदिर वहां पे है उसको बनवाई. ये तो हिस्टोरिक फैक्ट है ना.
But all this has been put to rest.
Put to rest by who?
By the Act of Parliament in 1991. So whatever the nature, the character of the place of worship was there as on 15th August 1947. That will continue throughout. There will not be any kind of change, alteration, modification, or discussion on that, because the Parliament of India.
Let me ask Ashutosh Srivastava. He's a Supreme Court lawyer. I do not believe that law is cast in stone. No, I do not believe law is cast in stone. Laws have been amended. Many laws have been amended. In fact, the Constitution itself has had over 100 amendments. No, one second, Mr. Rahman. There's no need to get very jumpy and excited. One second. I'm asking the Supreme Court lawyer on the panel. He's more learned than you and me. Ashutosh Srivastava, simple question. There are two ways a law can be changed. Either you bring an amendment in Parliament, it's possible, or if you challenge the constitutionality of a law or sections of a law, then a court can strike it down or read it down. Which of these two do you believe, in the case of the 1991 Act, the Places of Worship Act, needs to be adopted or should be adopted? Because many are saying that its time is up, that the 1991 Act was brought in a particular socio-political milieu and context. That context does not exist anymore 30 years on.
Yeah, see, first of all, there are already exemptions so far as the Places of Worship Act 1991 is concerned. If we consider section 4 of the Act and subsection 3 of the same, which talks about the exemptions in particular situation. If, the character of a religious place has changed after 15th of August 1947, then the provisions of this particular act will not apply. And secondly, if it is historical monument more than 100 years old, and if it is going to be regulated under the provisions of the Ancient Monument and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, even in that case, the provisions will not apply. Now,